we are on the River Thames. I am here with my son, and we are out for a bit of whip fishing. It's alright.
Just let you know there's a big charity row happening, it's like 10 boats.
Yeah, it's alright. Fish don't care. So we're fishing on the river on a day. There's a charity rowing boat competition. So my son's fishing just downstream to the left. There we go. It's a fish first chuck. There's a fish first chuck. He was complaining at me then, and his float was under. So we fished last week on the Sutton Courtney match on the river. My son came with me and had a really good match and won it, in fact. And then my son said that he wants to compete against his dad, so we're down out on the river. We've got 2 keep nets in, and we've just brought a whip each, and this is the plan. We're going to fish on the whip and see what we can catch. We've just started, so we've come down. I'd already made the rigs up. These are little 3 metre Guru A-class whips. Rig is a 015 main line. There we go, there's a better fish. A nice roach. 015 main line to a 011 bottom, I think. Size 18 hook. The sun has just come up, and we're going to see what we can catch for a few hours on the river. 1 gram floats. I think they are AS8s. Let's have a quick look. I should know what I'm fishing with. These are, yeah, AS8s from Drennan. 1 gram floats. I've got a 0.8 Olivet, and then just 4 number 8s, 2 either side of the Olivet, and then 2. Nice. And that's it. So we're fishing just in front of us, and we'll see what we can catch. Got some maggot. I've got some casters. These maggots are turning to caster, so I'll have some more as the morning goes on. And then I've got some tears. There's a fish there. Some tears. Good fish. Some tears. And yeah, some tears. So it's a beautiful fish, actually. And a couple of worms. This is pretty simple fishing. In fact, it's very simple fishing. Just going to keep feeding straight in front of me. A few maggots. And my son's got a net fish. Is that a little pike on there? Oh, it's a good perch. We'll do a little catch shot at the end of the day. I think people underestimate just how many fish are in this stretch of river, and what a great day's fishing you can have. It's a good perch, that. We've only been fishing 5 minutes. Put that rig upstream. Feed in front. Right, do we see? Let's tilt that up a little bit. Maybe that's right, that camera. So yeah, after watching one match last week, I think my son has got the competitive bug, If I tell him we've got a pair of scales, he's probably going to get very excited in a minute. It's a good perch he's got. Half a pound fish, that is. Oh, don't drop that in, Daddy. So yeah, what's the time now? Just gone 8 o'clock. I do think that he might get the benefit of me fishing up river from him, but we'll see. There's fish there though, that's for sure. I'm so tempted to throw bait upstream, and last week on the match I was fishing the pole at 13 metres and it was very clear to me that the fish, I'd fed at 12 o'clock straight in front, that the fish were sitting above the ground bait, and so rig presentation became a bit difficult, obviously. And this isn't really what these whips are designed for, but it is perfect for just coming down with minimal gear and catching some fish. There's a video on YouTube of Matt Godfrey doing something similar on a lake. But all we've got is the whips, one rig. I've got stuff to make up another rig. I suspect we're going to get hit by pike at some point. And I've left my extra hook lengths at home, unfortunately. So as soon as I bust a rig, I'm going to have to tie a new hook length. But we've got spare hooks, spare hook length and stuff, so we should be fine. But I am very impressed by the instant nature. We've plumbed it up. I think there's a bit of weed on the bottom, about 4 or 6 inches deep. I need to learn more about weed in the river, but I think there's a bit of weed. So I'm just running it over the top of the weed. And I'm getting plenty of bites. Boats are starting early this morning. It's a really popular bit of the Thames. We've got boats to our left and to our right, and there is plenty of fish. What's this? Look, chublets. Just fishing double maggot on the hook. Gently, gently. You've got to let the whip do its thing. It's got a great fish on. That's a great whip fish. Another big perch. I'm trying to teach him to understand that there's no elastic in the end of this. So you can't pull quite as hard. You've got to let the whip do its thing. What a fantastic fish to be catching on the whip first thing in the morning. This is how good this is, just with fishing with some maggot on these little short rigs. Imagine how good this would be to sit here with a box and fish the pole through there today, Lewis. I think it would be phenomenal fishing. I think it'd be really good. So he's catching perch. and we are 5 metres apart, maybe 6 metres apart. And he's catching perch and I'm catching chublets. Oh. What's that fish? Let's see if the camera a bit. Hopefully that should be slightly better. Only when you put a camera on your chest and start videoing do you realise that you've got a natural lean, and I guess all anglers do to compensate. It's a better fish there. It's not a better fish, but it's a beautiful fish. Oh, 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 oh. Drop that one. He's desperate to compete against his dad. I can't afford to be dropping fish. I need to keep that right next to me. I didn't trim that rig, look at that. There's Olivet next to me going plop, plop, plop. Well, not going plop, it's going thump. I taught him last week to do it over arm because it was a little bleak rig on the drop. It's a boat traffic today. Although, as you can see, the fish just do not care. Here's my view of that. These Oxford and Cambridge style boats for boat racing going through. Don't seem to impact the fishing at all. He says he doesn't get a bite now. There we go. So I'm still just on double maggot. Don't see any reason to change. Catching these chub, these little chublets. A lot of bleak on the end of that. So you're the same as me. Suddenly I wonder if the bleak have arrived. That's when you can start to think about, I'm going to do it now, I'm going to put a caster on. I'm going to feed once the rig is in and settled. I don't have chop worm. You can come and get a worm. Yeah. So I didn't have many bleak. Now I think the bleak have arrived. Yeah, thanks very much. So what you can do is, I think it's a reasonable thing, which is feed, put the rig in, and then feed. Son? Little chublet on a caster. That's a better fish. I think it's a lovely little chub, that is. Look at that. Oh. I think one of the hardest things to teach kids is to be consistent and accurate with your feeding. I think I did it when I was a kid. Cast here, cast there, cast everywhere. Turn into a Bleak match, this is. Build a weight of these, but it's not what I'm here for today. I'd like to get through them. I might put a piece of worm on in a minute. But that's a Bleak. It's got an upturned mouth. It's used to feeding on the top of the water. It's a pretty good first hour. And some Chub, some Roach. Got Bleak moved into the peg now, and the question's going to be how to maintain catching some better fish. I might have to put a worm on. And hopefully the Bleak will leave that alone. I don't know how to get that back from there. Soccer skills. Yeah, they just turn into casters, both those maggots. Give them a go. See if that produces anything different. I think so. Where the float's bobbing, the Bleak's got it already. That's a bigger fish. That's snapped me up. Wow. Did you see that? It's just snapped me up. Straight in the hook. See if I can not make the mistake you just made. You got to get the swing it back and then lean backwards quickly technique. Lovely little chub that is. So it's on caster. Is that on caster you're fishing now? Yeah. So the casters should always pick out the better quality fish. Well, there's loads of maggots in the bottom, but what have you been feeding? Casters all day? Yeah. These are a bit big for a whip, really. Huh? I don't know what to say to my son when he says that. Because I'm older, been fishing for longer. Because I got more fish in my peg, I don't know. I think you're catching just as well as I am, by the way. I think it's only I reckon within the next half an hour, one of us is going to catch another fish that's going to break the rig. Oh, there's a swing. Oh! It hit the side of the net. It wriggled out my hand. That's slightly frustrating. These are good chublets. You know, these are good 4 ounce fish. Maybe these are 4 ounce fish. Look at those, and there's lots of them. That one's not, but they're still really good. So within half an hour, okay, so it's 10, just before 10, before 10:30, one of us is going to catch, that's a bit big to swing, one of us is going to catch a fish. I'm going to catch a pike doing that. One of us is going to catch a fish that's going to break us. Alright, that's my prediction. Huh? A bleak broke your rig. What now? I haven't got a clue what he's saying. I'll just keep fishing. So if you're joining us, it's just about 10 o'clock. We're fishing on the Thames, where we live in Abingdon, and we're catching on little 3 metre whips. A very simple pole rig, 1 gram with an Olivet, size 18, fine wire hook. We've been here since 8 o'clock, and we've had a bite of chuck. He's had, we caught plenty of bleak, chublets, we've had a few roach. My son's caught a few perch. I've hooked a fish that's straightened me out. Straighten the hook out. It's only a fine wire hook from Guru. So I think it was a bigger chub. I was fishing double maggots. It could have been a big perch, or maybe it was a barbel. Maybe it was a 10-pound barbel I hooked. Maybe. Started by fishing maggot, catching on double maggot, and then bleak arrived. I've just switched to feeding caster and fishing caster, and we're just picking out a few better quality chublets. Although for the last 2 runs, I don't think I've had a bite. There we go, there's a bite down the end. Again, not really a swingable, well, on the border of what I want to swing with this rig, to be honest. That's a lovely chublet. So it's really interesting to see the change from when feeding maggots and fishing maggots, and then, you know, getting loads of bleak, to just exclusively feeding caster and fishing a caster, now catching lots more chublets. My bleak seem to have disappeared, and I'm catching chublets. I'm still catching the odd bleak, I think, but not as many. Well, down the maximum of the run that I can do with this whip. Hold it back. Might get a bite. Right, let's just redo it. So yeah, sun is out. There's been around a dozen rowboats go through, you know, Oxford boat race style. In some charity event, one of them said came through. A few canal boats, a few other motorboats. Fish don't seem to care at all. not at all. We're not fishing in the middle, admittedly. It's a big old bleak, that is, son. It's a really big bleak. There's certainly a marked difference feeding maggot and fishing maggot to then switching to feeding and fishing caster, which I did expect. He says he goes and hooks another bleak. That's the first pike attack of the day. Well, the pike's found you. Now you've got to be. Now you're in big trouble, son.
Oh my god. Bigger than yours.
Yeah. What's bigger than my one? I don't think so. Okay, so now we've got.
That's why my things are jumping.
So my son.
Jumping around.
No, I don't think so. So my son has just caught a fish, and the pike has come and jumped out the water trying to grab it. So I expect you're going to hook it soon. Okay. Got about another. We can fish up until 12 o'clock. I think it is. Okay, that would have been 4 hours. Woo! Hello, pike. I don't know if everyone saw that. Huh? I don't know if everyone saw that. I hope you did. Okay, that's the biggest little chub of the day. Oh, pretty happy with that. Where's that? Somewhere like that. You like that one, didn't you? This look of complete contempt on my son's face. I don't know what annoyed him more than the fact that I hooked that and got that chub out, or the fact that it wasn't eaten by a pike, and he's just laid in the first excuse, wanting to compete with me of you should win this. And I think the next words are something like because of the pike or something like that. So we do have a set of scales with us, so we can weigh the fish today. Switch to maggot and add a couple of fish, and then I'll switch back to caster and then have a couple of fish. This boat's hurtling through. good. Some good chublets to finish, I think, if I can. So if you just joined us, what is it, 11:45? We're just about finished on our little session on the River Thames. We've been here since 8 o'clock fishing. We've had Bleak and Roach and chublets and Perch. Lewis has managed to hook the pike 3 times, I think. We've certainly seen it go for his fish more than that. So he has had a little bit of a pike issue, but it's not deterred his fish. I'm fishing upstream from him. We're fishing about 6 metres apart. We've pretty much had a bite of chuck. 4 hours. It's been pretty phenomenal, really. I think it's already on. Alright, that's my lot. That's my lot. So how are we going to do this? Are we going to show your fish and then weigh your fish? And then mine? How do you want to do it? Mine first. Okay. So. Oh. So the rig today has been very simple. A size 18 fine wire microbarb hook from Guru to an 011 hook length. I've got 2 number 8 droppers, 0.8 Olivet, just with 2 number 8s around it. It's a 1 gram float, and I've fished it 6 inches off the bottom, 6 to 8 inches off the bottom. There's a bit of weed on the bottom that I could feel with the plummet as I plumbed up this morning. And I fished a little 3 metre whip, A-class series from Guru. I should be able to just put that rig back on there like that. And for the next time, that's the rig. Oh, an AS 8 float, 1 gram from Dren. How much?
8.
£8?
Yeah.
So it's £1 for the net. Just keep lifting at the rack. Yeah, keep lifting. Keep lifting at the rack. Yeah. Yeah. Right in there.
Oh, 2.
Come on. What you got? This is £4. Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright. Perch is the nice ones for sure. Huh?
Oh, wait, no.
There's a nice perch in there. Okay, display the fish. Take some pictures. So thanks very much for watching, and as ever, if you're catching this now or later and you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. That'd be great. I'd really appreciate it. It supports the channel and makes us want to come out and catch loads more fish like this. Happy days. Ta-da.